Hello, my dear students. Welcome to Let's Learn from Heart. This is Vaishali. Today I am going to talk with you about life processes and nutrition, types of nutrition. Life processes is the chapter 6 of class 10. I hope um, this video will be helpful for you, especially for class 10 students. So let's get started. Here we go. Here on this slide you can see definition of life processes and some life processes. So actually what is life processes? Life processes is the basic functions performed by the living organism to maintain life. Basic functions. So which are the basic functions? As you can see on this slide, first is digestive system, this second is respiratory system, third is circulatory system, and and last is excretory system. These all systems are interconnected, and these all are helpful, very helpful actually, for maintain life, and they perform basic functions. Why we call them? Why they perform basic function? How they perform basic function? How can we say? So without digestive system, right, without digestive system, without respiratory, without circulation, and without excretory system, we can't survive. These all things are basic for our for maintenance of our life. So again I am reading the same definition. Life processes are the basic functions performed by the living organism to maintain life. So to maintain life, these all organ system perform basic functions. I hope you understand this. So now for this, first of all we have to learn type needs of nutrients. Why we need nutrients? We need nutrients for doing all day to day activities. Which are that activities? Just like we can say, we can see on the slide: to walk, to talk, to play, to study, to grow. These all are our day-to-day activity. For doing these day-to-day activities, we need some energy. From where we get such energy? We get this all energy from food. Whatever food we eat, okay, from that food we get energy, and ultimately we get nutrients from our food. So then what is nutrition then? Nutrition is what? Actually, there are six types of nutrients. Which nutrients are there? First is mineral, you can see here. Then carbohydrate, fats, vitamins, water, and proteins. So these all are six kinds of nutrients, and these all nutrients gives us proper nutrition. When we take these all nutrients in our food, when we include these all nutrients in our food, automatically we get nutrition. So what is the definition of nutrition? Definition of nutrition is what? The process of taking, you can see here, the process of taking in, consuming food, and utilizing it is known as nutrition. Whatever food we eat it, okay, we consume it and we utilize it. For what we utilize it? We utilize it for performing our day-to-day activities. So this was about nutrients and nutrition. So this nutrition is broadly divided into two categories. As you can see again on the screen, there are two types of nutrition. First is autotrophic and second is heterotrophic. If you know, I think you know, because since childhood you are learning this. Autotrophic and heterotrophic. Auto means self, right? Means cell, and trophic means feed. Trophic means feed. It means self feed. So the organism, those can make their own food. That organisms are called autotrophs. Okay, and heterotrophic means hetero. Hetero means other. The organism, those depend on other organism, that are called heterotrophic. Again, trophic means same meaning, feed. So autotrophic, some examples which are they? those can make their own food. Who can make their own food? Plants, right? That's why we call them producers also, because they can make their own food. Heterotroph, all, just like a herbivore, carnivore, omnivore, these all are heterotrophs because they all depend on plants. Just like herbivore depends on plants, carnivores depend on herbivores. So ultimately we directly and indirectly we depend on autotrophs, autotrophic nutrition, right? So here you can see again, you can see here again that heterotrophic nutrition is again divided into three parts. First is saprotrophic, parasitic and holozoic. So we will talk about these saprotrophic, parasitic and holozoic in next slides. So let's talk about now photosynthesis. Just I told you that plants can make their own food. So how they can make their own food? They can make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. This thing also, photosynthesis process, you know well because you are in class 10 now. But again, in briefly, we can discuss it. So for the process of photosynthesis, plants require water. Okay, they require carbon dioxide, right, and sunlight. So they take water, they absorb water from the soil, carbon dioxide from the air, and sun rays from the sunlight, sun rays from the sun, yeah, sorry. um, and with the help of chlorophyll, which is present in the, sorry, kitchen of the leaves. So um, with the help of chlorophyll, they gives us oxygen, as you can see here, oxygen and carbohydrate. Carbohydrate means fruit. You can see here on this plant there are fruits also. So these fruits we get by the process of photosynthesis, because plant can store their food, plants can make their food through this process. So what actually happened in the process of photosynthesis? First point, as you can see here, what happened in the process of photosynthesis? That absorption of light energy by chlorophyll. Okay, light energy means sunlight. It is absorbed by the chlorophyll which is present in the kitchen of the plants or leaves. Second, conversion of light energy to chemical energy and splitting of water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen, right? So light energy conversion is occur here of light energy to chemical energy, and water molecules, it just gets splitted into hydrogen and oxygen. Water molecule means, that is, as you know, so yeah, brush. Water molecule is what? That is H2O. So here are molecules of hydrogen and oxygen is present. So this molecule split it. Okay. Next, third, what occur again in this process? That reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrate, right? As I told you, for the process of photosynthesis, plants absorb carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide is just uh, reduct to carbohydrate. Okay, I hope you all clear here. But again, in short, I would like to tell you what is actually photosynthesis in very short and easy way. What is that? That, as you can see here, again definition: plants absorb carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight. Okay, now, oh, yeah, this is the plants absorb carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight, and chlorophyll gives carbohydrate and oxygen. This process is called photosynthesis, right? You can see in this picture also what is going on in this picture, that this plant means leaf is absorbing sunlight, carbon, and taking carbon dioxide and water. Okay, and by this process we are getting carbohydrate and oxygen, right? So actually this is the process of photosynthesis. There is one equation for photosynthesis which is very important equation. I suggest you that you learn it by heart, it's must. So what is the equation here? As you can see, that 6 molecules of carbon dioxide, right, plus 12 molecule of water. when it just get mixed in the presence of sun energy. Sun energy means again here, sun energy means sunlight and chlorophyll. Then we get sugar. Its formula C6H12O6. Sugar means carbohydrate. Okay. Water, 6 molecules of water and 6 molecules of oxygen. So this is very important equation for photosynthesis. I suggest you, this is given in your textbook also. You can note down from there and please learn it. It's must. So this was about photosynthesis. Now let's move to the cross section of leaf. Why we are moving to cross section of leaf? Because whatever process, that photosynthesis processes occur, that whole process is occurred in leaves of the plants. So here you can see, what you can see here, green colors dot. Okay, these are I can show you here by arrow. Yeah, these are some green colors dot, um, that is called chloroplast. Okay, and inside that chloroplast we find chlorophyll, which is which is responsible for the process of photosynthesis. Okay, along with this chloroplast and chlorophyll, here you can find cuticle. This is the protective layer of the leaf. Then again you can see here epidermis, upper epidermis, lower epidermis. There are two layers, upper and lower. Okay, along with that, again you can see here xylem and phloem. What does this and what they do? They responsible for the transportation of food material from one part of the plant to the other part. So these are xylem and phloem. Again, so many things are given here, but for your this level this is sufficient. Okay, but the most important thing that you must see it and you must observe it, that is stomata. Can you see here? I did circle. So stomata, that is opening, small opening in the leaves. That is the where at the bottom, I can say here at lower epidermis. Okay, that is opening, and this stomata is just guard by guard cell. In detail we learn in next slide. Here you can see the picture of stomata also. Okay, here you can see uh, two pictures of stomata. Okay, first A, second this is B. So what is this? This is actually open stomata and this is closed stomata. This is closed stomata, and this stomata's shape is bean shape. Okay, and what it do? Okay, why we say it is open and it is closed? How we can say open is what? When they take water they just swell up. Okay, here you can see the guard cell, green color guard cell you can see here. So when they absorb water they swell up. Okay, and they open. So that is open stomata. And closed stomata is what? That when they shrink water, so they just come together or close. Okay, so that's why closed stomata. So actually stomata, that is plural form, stoma is the singular form. What happened actually in through stomata in the plants, that we can see here. First point you can see, what is that? That massive amount of gases exchange takes place in the leaves through pores for the purpose of photosynthesis. Okay, so for the purpose of photosynthesis, massive amount of gases exchange through stomata. Okay, gases exchange occur during the process of photosynthesis. So this process occurred through stomata. Second point, as you can see here, that is large amount of water can also be lost through stomata, and that process is called, if you remember, transpiration, right? What is transpiration? Actually the loss of water from the leaves of the plant, and actually that happened through the stomata. Okay, from that small opening lots of large amount of water lost. Last point is what? That is opening and closing the pores is the function of the guard cell. As I told, when they take water they swell up and open it. Okay, when they shrink water they close. Okay, so this function is for this function who is responsible? Guard cell, which is present in the stomata. So I hope this you understand. Let's move forward now. Here here what we can see. Okay, that was about all things autotrophic nutrition. Okay, now we are coming to heterotrophic nutrition. In heterotrophic nutrition, I told you that heterotrophic nutrition is broadly divided into three parts. Okay, first is, as you can see on the slide, parasitic nutrition, saprophytic nutrition, and holozoic nutrition. Okay, so parasitic nutrition first of all. Okay, parasitic nutrition, uh, I think you can identify the first plant. What is that? That is cuscuta. Okay, second is mosquito, and this is tick. What actually this parasitic nutrition, what occurred in parasitic nutrition? They obtain their food from the living organism without killing them. Okay, just like a cuscuta. Okay, simple example we can take here about mosquito. What does mosquito do? They just bite us, suck our blood. Okay, and they get their nutrition, okay, without killing us. They just depend on us, just like a cuscuta. In Hindi it is called amar bell also. So parasitic nutrition, they obtain food from living organism without killing them, and that living organism are called host. Okay, just like a mosquito, when mosquito bite us. Okay, so uh, mosquito is parasitic, but we are host for that mosquito. For cuscuta is a parasitic, but the plant where from where that cuscuta is absorbing nutrient, that plant is host plant for cuscuta. Okay, that was about parasitic nutrition. Let's move to saprophytic nutrition. This you all aware about this picture, fungi, right? So saprophytic nutrition obtain their food from dead and decaying matter. Okay, so that is saprophytic nutrition. Example is fungi. Last is holozoic nutrition. Holozoic nutrition, they take food, actually solid food. Okay, in simple what I can say, they just take food, absorb the nutrients from that food, and excretate waste material, just like a human being. You can see here picture of a small baby who is eating some fruits. Okay, you should also eat. Next picture you can see here about that is amoeba. You know about amoeba, right? This is single celled organism. So what they do actually, they absorb food. Okay, they take food, absorb nutrients from that food, and excrete all the waste. So that is holozoic nutrition. Okay, so let's see about nutrition in amoeba. Okay, so as you can see here again, the same picture is in your book also. Here you can see amoeba, which is single celled organism. You know all how they take their food, how they absorb their food. Here you can see red color, that is food particle. This is food particle. Okay, and this is amoeba. What amoeba do? Amoeba just extend uh, his body part. You can see pseudopodia. Okay, that is pseudopodia is called, and it is also called false feet. Okay, and they engulf or capture the food material inside it. Okay, and then what they do there, okay, sorry, here yeah, okay. Okay, here in this third picture you can see that is food vacuole, red color, and food particle. Sorry, food particle, that is red in color, and food vacuole. So when they engulf food, they form their food vacuole. What happened in this food vacuole actually? They their complex food material is just get converted into simple form. Okay, it happens in food vacuole, and after absorbing that food material, all nutrients from that food, wasted material they just throw out from the body, and whatever nutrients they get. Okay, so this is about amoeba. It's very simple, it was not too hard. That is only what is there, that is amoeba who extend its body part, or it just create like a false feet, okay, and engulf that food particle inside it and form food vacuole. Inside the food vacuole, that complex food, it just get converted into simple form, okay, and they absorb nutrition, and whatever waste product occurred in this process, they just throw out outside the body. This is the digestion process in amoeba, right, and it is called nutrition in amoeba. So in thank you so much for listening to me and watching my video. In next video, I would like to cover the next portion of the same chapter. So thank you so much.